you were now. What's this, bud?
It's 2 p.m. on a Friday afternoon. PC's Dave Robson and Phil Stonebanks from the West Yorkshire Roads Policing Unit are on the M621 heading towards Leeds.
It's either all or nothing on the motorway.
People don't realise how dangerous it is. The cars are going twice as fast. I think because you're going in one straight line, you don't have to concentrate as much, but you do.
7 miles away, just south of Leeds on the M1, CCTV cameras film the flow of heavy traffic on a 5-lane stretch. A black Fiesta slows to us just past the bridge. It's 2 minutes past 2 and a 999 call comes into the Wakefield Police Control Room.
Please, what's your emergency?
I'm stuck in the motorway. I'm right in between. I can't cross over to ring SOS. And the cars, they are really speeding that it's quite dangerous to even cross over.
Do you want to know how to find cheap flights on Kayak? Head to Kayak, add your origin and your destination. Choose your preferred dates and how flexible you are. We'll show you our cheapest flights for the dates within your range. You can save money if you're flexible with your dates. Search now on Kayak.
The black Fiesta has broken down in lane 2. Inside is a father with his 2-year-old daughter. His records the crash that follows.
So you're stuck in the motorway and you can't ring SOS?
Their cars are really speeding fast. It might cause an accident because I'm right in the middle of the...
What's going on? Cola, speak to me, Cola.
The call and the traffic building up indicate a major problem. Almost certainly a high-speed crash.
Cola, speak to me, what's going on?
A passing motorist has stopped at the scene and finds the caller's mobile phone.
Whereabouts are you?
Just north of the M62 junction.
The
fire brigade arrive in just 5 minutes. The CCTV camera turns to observe the scene.
Sorry, okay. Injured?
Yes, I'm trapped in the car. The fire brigade are here.
Right, fire brigade is there, yes? The police there yet?
No police, no.
Right, they're on the way to you, all right?
Dave and Phil are among those on their way to help. This is a major bottleneck where the M1 meets the M62.
It couldn't have happened in a worse spot. It's so busy. So many fast-moving vehicles. It was the worst luck that anyone could ever think of.
Further north on the M621, PC Matthew Hemingway is the first officer at the scene.
As we approach, we can see a couple of cars. There's a lorry parked up on the hard shoulder. As we get closer to this scene, you can just see it's complete devastation, really. And then somebody walks over and tells us that there's a little girl who's been taken out of the car, and your heart just sinks.
To avoid any further collisions, Phil and Dave divert the traffic off a slip road.
Come on, keep going. Just had an update from the scene. The injuries are a bit worse than we first thought now, so they're treating it as a potential fatal road traffic accident, which means that we're shutting the motorway and it's going to be shut for some considerable time now.
It does appear to be quite a serious one. Main concern is that one of the drivers who's seriously injured.
I personally have a 4-year-old daughter and an 18-month-old son. When you see something like that, your heart and stomach just sink. You never want to be on the end of that phone call or being involved with your kids in something like that.
New information from the scene is that everyone involved in the crash has survived. The father and daughter have been rushed to A&E.
I know it's hard to tell, but it's a Ford Fiesta that we've got there. A lot of debris and engine spillage on the road. It turns out there has been 3 vehicles involved. We've got the HGV, the Fiesta and the Sept.
The black Fiesta carrying the father and his daughter is a total write-off. The car's roof has been cut away to remove the trapped and injured driver.
I believe the silver Seat is cut across 2 lanes of traffic. It's not seen the Fiesta that possibly has been stationary in one of the lanes. Whether it had broken down or whether it's due to amount of traffic, I don't know at this point.
The rear end of the black Fiesta has been crushed beyond recognition. Luckily, the 2-year-old girl was travelling in the front passenger seat.
But it sounds things if she's in a baby seat, she can only be 2 or 3 years old.
Being fastened correctly in a baby seat undoubtedly saved her life. While Dave begins to investigate the scene, 20 miles away, eastbound on the M62, are PC's Lindsay Pickles and Martin Willis.
Martin is our motorway guru.
Exactly where the forecast is. When I was a child, I wanted to be a motorway cop. Don't know why I have a fascination with the motorway, but maybe it's the fast speeds. It's a place where I do enjoy working on it. I do get a buzz from it.
They spot a red Audi and run a routine check on it.
It's showing up that there's no insurance link out on the database.
Hi there. Anyway, I see you got a car.
I've looked in and I thought, oh my goodness me, there's 3 children.
With children in the car, the cops take extra care.
Just need to check about your vehicle, right?
Yeah, mate.
We don't want to do it here.
It's a very, very dangerous place to be using the hard shoulder. We've got vehicles travelling at excessive speeds.
Martin decides to escort the driver to a safer B road lay-by, away from the fast-moving traffic.
I haven't said anything about the insurance yet.
But before he can question the driver about insurance, he spots another problem.
How old are your children? 3, 8, and 2. Right, okay. Is there any reason why you've got this one in the front? She's too young to be that way around.
What?
Yeah? She will snap her neck if you have an accident.
Oh, the car seat?
The car seat, yeah.
Oh, I never knew it.
Quite frankly, I couldn't believe my eyes when I looked in the car. 2 of the children weren't restrained correctly.
It's dangerous. It's very, very dangerous, yeah. She potentially, if you have an accident, yeah, she wouldn't survive it, just the way she's strapped in like that. You understand that, yeah?
It's not all about blocking people up and waving the big stick. I like to think that you can educate people as well.
Do you jump out and then just have a quick word with my colleague in the back of the car then? No, I'll stay with the kids, don't worry.
Children are your most precious thing in life. You have to protect them.
Yeah, what's that?
While Martin deals with the kids, Lindsay questions the driver.
Hello there, you all right? Our systems are showing that insurance is not held. I'm not saying it isn't held, okay, but we just need to do some checks, okay. Do you know who you're insured with? Or?
My husband done it. I am fully comp on his Punto.
Right, if you're a named driver on the Punto, you wouldn't be covered to drive this vehicle. It's only the policy holder. We can't let you drive away if we think there's no insurance on the vehicle. If she has a collision with the vehicle, they've nobody to claim against for their injuries or damage. So it is quite vast, really, the consequences.
Nearly 3% of all UK motorists drive uninsured, and along with hit-and-run drivers, injure over 26,000 people every year. While the cops get to the bottom of whether this mother is driving uninsured with her 3 children in tow, back on the M1 northbound, PC Dave Robson and Phil Stonebanks are continuing their investigation into the crash where a silver Seat collided with a father and daughter in a black Fiesta.
Very high speed impact. If you have an accident, speeds like that, it is going to cause a lot of injury and damage.
They've found an eyewitness, the same man who spoke to the 999 call handler on the driver's phone after the crash. A man who put himself at considerable risk to help the trapped drivers before paramedics arrived.
The driver of the silver one couldn't get the door open from inside, and
Not saying.
Oh.
Hello.
Without a scratch.
Well, for her to be not injured is brilliant. You know, they're above tougher than the rest of us out there. She's been very lucky, hasn't she? In that, if a little girl's been in that Fiesta.
Why is it that some students get A stars and others get C's and D's? We're all covering the same material, so the difference isn't what you learn, it's how. But there are so many ways to learn. Reading textbooks, using teachers' notes, writing your own notes, hiring private tutors, doing past papers, and making revision posts. It can all be a bit overwhelming. What if everything you need was in one neat system? Introducing Uplearn. Uplearn system is everything you need to nail your exam, rolled into one simple course. Our world-class teachers focus on exam specification and technique, mapping out the fastest route between your current level and an A star. Uplearn identifies the gaps in your knowledge. And
it was a twist of fate that saved the young girl's life.
They put their child in the back of the vehicle, but today they had some stuff filling up the back seats, so they had to move the child and the child car seat into the front passenger seat.
That decision saved her life because there was no back seats left, no boat, nothing.
Breaking down in the middle lane is a motorway driver's worst nightmare.
I am going to.
Police advice is clear.
If a vehicle is still drivable, get it away from the danger zone of the live lanes.
But in this case, moving the broken down Fiesta was not an option.
If they break down on the motorway, get out of the cars. Get out as quickly as you can and move over to the hard shoulder. Your piece of metal can be replaced. It's you and your family that can't.
It's now 10 to 5 on a Friday afternoon, just outside Leeds city centre. It's one of the busiest times of the day on one of the busiest parts of the entire motorway network, and the road's been closed for nearly 3 hours.
Traffic is manic everywhere. Tailback, busy, rush hour traffic.
Finally, recovery vehicles arrived and the road begins to be cleared.
So let them start and get things opened up and get the traffic moving again.
What?
3 months later, the driver of the Fiesta remembers his daughter's very lucky escape.
She just came out with a bump on her head. That was a miracle.
No.
I look at life differently now because with this accident, it's changed my perception of everything, really.
Caston suffered some broken bones from the impact of the crash, but was released from hospital just 1 week later. Nevertheless, what started as a normal Friday for him and his little girl ended unimaginably.
We were actually going to Leeds when we were towards M621. The car just started showing a warning sign. So I put the hazards on. I could see from behind that there were cars speeding. We were stuck. We couldn't get out, to go to the hard shoulder. I just sensed that this is danger. And I started panicking. So I rang the police.
Why?
As the Seat hit his
What,
Fiesta
three
from
lights?
behind, Caston was knocked unconscious.
That's as far as I remember.
He didn't know what happened to his daughter.
I don't know whatever she experienced or what she actually saw.
Started 50 minutes ago.
Very distressing.
Months after the crash, and Caston and his daughter are driving again.
I believe I did escape death. Both of us.
Fate. I do believe in it. And I hope this man has gone and started buying some lottery tickets. Very lucky they were. Very lucky.
Parked up off the M62, Martin and Lindsay are still dealing with a mother they think has been driving her 3 kids whilst uninsured. While Martin keeps the children occupied,
She makes some funny faces. Well, that didn't work, did it?
Lindsay's with the mother, who claims her husband deals with the insurance.
Do you think there is insurance? You told me that you thought he'd taken a policy out for you on this car.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether he has or not. I'm just assuming.
Right.
The only person with the answers is her husband. But she struggles to get in touch with him.
She just has no idea whether he's insured it or he hasn't. I'm erring on the fact that it's not insured. She's not convincing me.
The police seize 2,500 uninsured vehicles each week in the UK, and Lindsay may soon be adding this one to the total.
There's no here, is there? Documents-wise. Just has to get her to check, because it might just have put something in. Do you want to just check in your glove compartment? Just in case he's put any sort of documents in the glove compartment or anything like that. I think it's empty. It's worth a look, because I don't want to be taking a car off you that is genuinely insured.
No documents found.
It's not a straightforward incident of no insurance. We've got the young children to consider.
Martin and Lindsay decide to seize the car after driving them to the service station where the family were meeting Dad.
Obviously, our concerns are getting kiddies home safely and with some food, really.
Look, if you come and sit on there for me, yeah?
But before Martin can drive the car, he has to set the child seats correctly, and Lindsay is left holding the baby.
Do you want me to hold her? You're just sorting bits and pieces out. Oh, baby. It's a cheeky. Are you cheeky? Can you give us a laugh? I'm a parent. I've got 3 girls, so albeit it's a long time since I held babies in arms, but it soon comes back to you, I suppose.
Step into Wix Studio, the web creation platform built for agencies.
Get way more than you pay for when you work out at Pure Gym. With no contract and no joining fee.
At the service station, Mum is given a ticket.
You've been reported for the offence of driving without insurance. Obviously, when you speak to your husband, if he has taken some insurance out for it, then...
No, he hasn't.
He hasn't. No, he hasn't. Right, okay then.
But it seems Dad is the one at fault.
She didn't see any point in carrying on. She was happy to tell us that it's not insured.
And he'll face the music when he arrives to pick them up.
Thank you.
All right, take care.
Thankfully, today, Martin and Lindsay haven't had to deal with an accident. With 3 of the UK's major motorways, including the M62, M1 and A1, West Yorkshire's motorway cops like PC Dale Anderson are some of the busiest in the UK. Patrolling west on the M62, Dale is alerted to another potentially serious incident on West Yorkshire's stretch of the A1 motorway.
Brought the traffic to a standstill Control myself in full fire.
Yeah, received code 5. We've just had a report on the A1 near Darrington that there's a vehicle fire in a live lane. I understand that the occupants are out of it, or at least 3 people are out of it, but it's brought the traffic to a complete standstill. What I need to do is get there, firstly to confirm everybody is out of the vehicle, and to try and basically make sure everyone's safe.
With the threat of a fire engulfing live lanes and the occupants of the car possibly in the carriageway, Dale needs to get there fast.
If a motorway is open and running, there's pretty much no more dangerous place to be on the roads of our country than stranded out in a live lane.
13 miles from the accident, thousands of motorists are already caught in the tailback. So Dale takes to the hard shoulder.
A busy motorway is probably the hardest road to actually get from A to B. If it's queuing traffic, there's just no room at all, which is when we'd usually revert to using the hard shoulder.
As Dale makes his way along the hard shoulder, he finds his progress blocked.
I'm just conscious of this motorbike whose number plate I now want because he's driving up the hard shoulder, so we'll have a word with him at some point later.
Dale makes control room staff at Police HQ aware of the offender's registration number.
He just note the motorcycle that's just been driving down hard shoulder. So we'll just get him put on the log. He'll certainly be getting reported for driving down hard shoulder. He's just causing an hazard, not just to us, but to himself as well. Just dangerous what he was doing and just pure impatience. So he'll get dealt with in due course.
But with the rider back in line, Dale's run out of hard shoulder.
This is where it gets very difficult for us now because we're losing hard shoulder. And this truck's, although he's doing what he can to help, I want them splitting now.
Although many roadwork schemes are taking away hard shoulders in busy areas, they're an absolutely vital safety area needed on all stretches of motorway.
Luckily, fire crews joining the motorway at a junction ahead have cleared a path for Dale.
You can see it's suddenly getting easy. We're here now.
After 20 minutes battling through the tailback, Dale and the fire crews reach the car fire. As he approaches the scene,
hello!
Dale's greeted by Highways traffic officers already in attendance, and they have some good news.
No one's injured. While we get dealing with it, we've got stamp removal, we've got recovery en route.
Wonderful.
So we'll get it off as soon as we can.
What is it? I think it's not a collision, just an electrical fire or something.
Oh, yeah.
With the smouldering car cordoned off from the rest of the carriageway, Dale checks on the occupants.
Hello.
A family on a trip to the south of the country.
Hello, are you all right? Yeah. A bit of a shock for you, I imagine. So, gentleman driving, or yourself? Oh, what happened?
It just, I said to him, I think there's smoke coming out the back of it, and then the car in front of us said, you ought to just like pull over. So we pulled over and stopped, and opened the bonnet and just went, woof.
Right. Right, well, main thing is you're all right, isn't it?
Yeah.
Although Dale has years of experience policing the motorways, he still knows whatever happens on them can have a profound effect on those involved, regardless of the severity of the incident.
Not until you're faced with actually being out on foot on a motorway and dealing with incidents do you really take the seriousness of what can happen.
Frightening but quick in a way. We just pulled everything out.
I actually stopped at a broken down vehicle and it turned out my partner and my kids. It was absolutely heartbreaking to see the look of fear on their face, and that's probably the day when my opinion of the motorway changed. It certainly really hammered home the personal element at that point, and from my opinion it made me better because it made me realise we look at things very matter-of-factly. We deal with it all the time, but it makes you really open your eyes to the fear an individual may be facing at that moment in time.
Safe in the knowledge everyone is okay, Dale's attention turns to the biker he spotted riding his luck along the hard shoulder.
Hello, sir. You know why I stopped you? Yeah. Will you come and take a seat with me, please? The reason why I've caused you to stop is because when I was responding to this incident, you were taking option of driving all the way down hard shoulder, which is an offence. Could I ask why you were doing it?
Well, I've got a deadline to meet. That's the only reason.
It is an offence in itself, okay, and I do propose to report you for that offence.
Okay.
The options for you would either be, they may offer you some kind of driver improvement option.
As far as the extra training is concerned, I'm actually doing this week the IAM
Right.
training.
I bet you didn't do that on your training, though, did you?
No, I didn't.
Despite the man's rider safety training, Dale isn't letting him off.
I don't live in this country.
All right. You don't live in this country?
No.
Where do you live?
Singapore.
Well, that does change how I have to deal with you.
As the rider lives abroad, he can't be reported and given the usual notification period to contest the offence.
What I'm going to have to do is deal with you what we call a graduated deposit scheme.
The graduated deposit scheme gives Dale the power to take direct action at the roadside, including taking a payment or even prohibiting motorists from continuing their journey.
Right, we're just going so we're going to start dealing with money and things. Effectively, it's how we deal with typically foreign drivers, but I appreciate you're British, but you no longer live here.
Yeah.
And what it will mean is I'll actually be requiring money from you at the roadside to be able to deal with you. All right. And it's only in these unique circumstances we would. So effectively, you prepaid your fine. I'm not going to lecture you. You know what I mean? You know what score is.
Yeah.
As Dale deals with the rider, a recovery truck arrives to clear away the burnt-out car. But for its occupants, it's an experience they're still coming to terms with.
I've just seen too much TV. I thought it was going to explode and we were all going to die. Scary. I didn't have my shoes on. Ran out as far as I could onto the grass and got mud all over my feet. And so Dad had to run back in and grab my shoes, but it was a bit like muddy feet now. Panicking a bit.
While the holidaymakers make alternative travel arrangements, Dale's actions mean the riders decided to make a detour to his journey.
Kayak Kickoff Deals is your chance to travel for less in 2024. Go somewhere far away, like Hong Kong. Go for a city break to...
And I'm going to cancel what I was actually going to go and do. So,
right. You'll have me feeling guilty next.
Sure enough. I really thick skin, actually.
We want to enforce the safety message, whether that's sort of an old-fashioned warning from the officer at the side of the road or you go to court for any offences you commit. We've got to get that safety message across.
I'll come out and I'll help you get out into traffic.
And try and make sure everybody is